Hey, when is the last time you've been to Doggie Diamonds NoFilter.com? Make sure you go to Doggie Diamonds NoFilter.com. There, you can check out everything Doggie Diamonds, from the podcast, videos you might have missed, audio you might have missed. You can also shop. You can get some merch. You're a part of the winning team if you're a part of the chat, so you might as well get your merch to match everything. Just hit the shop button. Doggie Diamonds NoFilter.com. Also, for $100, I could promote your content on Doggie Diamonds TV and Interlude TV. That's the Twitter pages, the Facebook pages, the Insta stories, the YouTube community, the Threads accounts. And for additional $100, I could promote your content and put it on the main page of Doggie Diamonds TV Instagram. Hit me up on Instagram at Doggie Diamonds. For your promo, must be Cash App ready. Allow 2 to 3 days to deliver it. It'll be up. And after we make the transactions, no refunds. Let's go. As you come in, hit the like button, please. The like button is essential. As you hit the like button, that'll make everybody get notification. And they'll say, hey, he's live. Maybe I should go check in. Yeah, so hit the like button. Like button is important. Today is Thursday, Friday Eve, right? That's what they call this, Friday Eve. Today is Thursday, Friday Eve. Big things going on the Patreon account. Make sure you go to the Patreon. That's right below. Uploaded content that I can't put here is in the Patreon. Also, some new content on the Rumble account. So you got to go check those things, the Patreon and the Rumble. And if you follow me on social media, which is all in the description box, for Twitter, you'll see everything that goes out from me. So I don't always put it in my Instagram stories. I don't even put my stuff in my Instagram stories. I'll be putting y'all stuff there, but I don't put my stuff. What the hell is wrong with me? All right. Be quiet and start the show. Be quiet and start the show. How y'all feel? What's up, everybody? I am Doggie Diamonds. This is Doggie Diamonds TV. First, I have to say, give a rest in peace to my uncle, Jerome Cromwell, aka Uncle Sticks, aka JayZ. Was a warrior, had a lot of health conditions over the past few years, but he still talked his junk, and he still was a strong man, and didn't back down from nobody. And if you know him from Atlantic Terminals in Brooklyn, or just Fulton Street in general, Brooklyn in general, he raised pit bulls, and the first person that I seen make pit bulls and dogs slide down the sliding board. Them dogs listen to him. So you thought DMX loved dogs? Nobody trained a dog like this guy right here. This is my mother's brother. So now he's my ancestor now. So rest in peace to Uncle Jerome. Yeah, I just had to do that really quick. This is my uncle. He passed away yesterday. So rest in peace to him. And shout out to my cousins, which is his sons, and my other cousin, his daughter Emily and Evelyn. And yeah, I just had to do that really quick. So yeah, that was what happened yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So I was gonna come on yesterday, but it's just a weird day. So rest in peace to my uncle, was my mother's brother. Which is make him my uncle, but sometimes people be like, "How is it your uncle?" That's my mother's brother. So hopefully y'all doing well. Just family stuff going on, all the preparation. Spoke to my cousin today. Y'all see him in the chat sometimes. His name is Simbo. That's his oldest son. So, yeah, stuff happens, life happens, and we do what we gotta do, we move on. But that's Uncle Sticks right there. You know what I'm saying? I got a funny story about Uncle Sticks. So we was about 14, and it was Thanksgiving. So we're in the bedroom, the famous room that we stayed in. So it was me and my two cousins, me, Soup, and Tad. We in a room, and Uncle Sticks is we trying to get us we trying to get him to sneak us drinks and stuff like that. So he kind of with it. You know what I'm saying? Sticks was he was a gangster. You know what I'm saying? He was he wanted us to be boys. You know what I'm saying? He wanted us to be men. So we like Uncle Sticks. Also, we calling him. And I was the youngest. They were older than me, so they were about 17. So they were. I'm not saying they was able to drink, but they were a little older than me. I didn't like Bacardi at that time. You know, every black person's family has Bacardi. That's like your first liquor. I ain't like Bacardi, dog. But so we calling him. Me decides to put a boot on the door. So you know when somebody opened the door, the boot falls on the boot falls on their head. So he was like, "Yo, Uncle Stick." So we called him. So he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm coming, nephews, I'm coming." Man, I put the boot on the door. He walked in that door, the boot rocked him in the head. Yo, he got mad as yo. So my cousin Tad, he was like, "Oh, y'all want to hit me with a boot? Y'all want to throw a boot at me?" So we didn't throw it. So he like, "Oh, you know what? Tomorrow I'm fucking all of y'all up. I suggest y'all do push-ups and all that." So my cousin Tad under the bed. I don't give a fuck what you think. I'm talking about I'm 14. So he Tad got me by like 3 years. So yo, he got so mad. Yo, he lifted the bed up and the window was right there, was snowing. Yo, we was the bed I was on was sliding out the window. I was about to fall out the window. We like, yo, but he was mad as hell. He ain't fuck with us for a few days. Thanksgiving, everything. He ain't fuck with us. But I don't know. We used to just do foul shit. We was three mysterious boys that grew up as teens. Me being the youngest was impressionable. You know, they was very impressionable on me, my two older cousins. But we was just doing all types of shit. But our favorite thing was to call somebody in that room and the boot. I put encyclopedia one time on the door. You know, encyclopedias are like this big. I put encyclopedia on the door. People come in like, "Yo, come here for a minute." They caulking that door. Pow! We just were just doing fucks. We used to throw pennies out the window at people, all types of shit. You know, just boys being young boys. But rest in peace to Uncle Sticks. You know, he's with my aunt, with my mother, with my brother, with my sister. I got a lot of ancestors. I got a lot of people who I remember one of the last conversations I spoke to my uncle. Well, one of the meaningful conversations that I could remember is him telling me, "Your mother will be proud of you." So certain things we need to hear. We need reassurance in that what we doing in life, we're making people proud, even if it's our ancestors and I was the first one with an ancestor. You know, my mother died when I was 2 years old, so that was his older sister. And yeah, so he's like, "Yo, your mother be proud of you." You know what I'm saying? So rest in peace to Uncle Sticks. Yeah, so moving along, I was going through the blogger sphere and just looking at stuff and just seeing it saying that Dame Dash was ordered to sell his shares of Rocafella. And so I want to go to my trusty source, my favorite source, Hip Hop DX. And I'm going to read the article to you from Hip Hop DX so you could get a grand understanding. Or if I don't, hold on, let me get to the story first. I'm normally prepared, but I was reading something else. I got um uh, um I got distracted by something. So yeah, let me get to it now. I'm here. Okay. So according to Hip Hop DX, JayZ tries to stop sale of Dame Dash's Rockefeller shares following court order. So if you look at the title of this video, it says Dame Dash is ordered to sell his shares of Rockefeller and JayZ helps him. And I put kinda because it's, as I read this, you'll understand. JayZ and Dame Dash, and this is written by Marissa Mendez. Shout out to Marissa. That's the homie right there. Follow her on Twitter, Marissa Mendez. If you don't know who Marissa Mendez is, she actually was on the beginning of Joe Button podcast. But that don't got nothing to do with this. But shout out to her. Marissa. JayZ and Dame Dash haven't seen eye to eye in quite some time, but Hove has interjected himself into his former business partner's current legal matter. According to the documents obtained by Radar Online on Friday, which was February 16th, a judge ordered Dame to sell his shares of Rocafella Records after he allegedly refused to pay a 823K judgment to a movie producer, Josh Weber, that stemmed from the 2016 film Dear Frank. Both Jay and Kareem Biggs Burke objected to Dame having to sell his shares in an auction on the basis that the company bylaws mandate that the board of directors must first approve the sell off. However, U.S. Magistrate Robert W. Lawberger ruled that the former exec's one-third ownership of Rockefeller can, in fact, be seized to help cover the judgment since it's in his personal property. In the 15-page decision, Lornberger blasted Jay and Biggs for creating a no sell-off clause during a 2021 board meeting that Dame did not attend or vote for. He ordered Rockefeller to deliver Dame's stock certificate to the U.S. Marshal Service for an auction in 180 days. Jay and Biggs' main objections is less about siding with Dame, however, and stems from concerns that an outsider can purchase the intellectual rights of Rockefeller. To address the issue, Lawberger said they can participate in the auction and place the winning bid. As previously reported, Dame Dash was sued for copyright infringement and defamation over the Dear Frank film in 2019. Although he was originally asked to direct the movie in 2016, he was ultimately removed from the project and he was deemed unfit for the job. Weber, see, you spelled it Weber earlier. Weber and Muddy Waters Pictures claimed that he was always high on set while shooting the film on his Sherman Oaks property. They eventually finished the film without him. Then they sued Dash 3 years later, claimed he tried to shop Dear Frank around as his own. They also allege he sent promotional ephemera, I don't know what that word, I gotta look that up, to networks such as BET, but changed the film's title to The List. Dame argued they shot the film at his home using all his equipment, then stole the footage to do the movie without him. The jury failed to see Dame's perspective and handed down its decision in 2022. Attorney Chris Brown, who repped the plaintiffs, said, "I will get every penny due to my clients." So the title is what it is because they don't want him to have to sell his third share in Rockefeller because then they become partners with somebody else. They probably don't even want to be partners with him. But if he has to sell off his share, then the new buyer can be their partner. So they created something which is saying right here, both Jay and Dame objected to Dame having to sell his share in the auction on the basis that the company's bylaws mandate that the board of directors must first approve the sell-off. So what they did was they created something to that if he does sell it, they have to approve that he's selling it. In his 15-page decision, Lornberger blasted Jay and Biggs for creating a no sell-off clause during a 2021 board meeting that Dame did not attend or vote for. So they did a meeting without him present and said what he can and can't do, but he wasn't there to say if he can and can't do it also, being a member. So that's what's happening right now. So very, very weird circumstances as far as seeing what's happening in this situation. I feel like somehow, some way, the way the universe works, this is gonna sound a little crazy, but I think some things in our life haunts us, right? I think some things that we're tied to, that we've been once a part of, we gotta let it go in order to move forward. Although him being a part of Rockefeller is historic, a great thing, we're always going to look at him as a part of Rockefeller. But maybe if he does sell it or get rid of that, that's a part of his life and a chapter that he gets to close and move on from. You understand what I'm saying? So some people might say he should always be a member, but I've never been in the business of wanting to be partners or with somebody that didn't want to be with me. Um, People don't want to do business with me, fine. People stop talking to me, fine. Whatever happens, fine. I've never been, me personally, I've never been in the business trying to rectify anything that I don't deem that I broke. I don't want to 20 years later rectify. I don't like off and on relationships. I don't like we cool one week and then we fall out. I don't even know what we fell out about. Your phone number changes. Uh, um, you might unfollow me on social media. That happens a lot. And he put a lot into Rocafella. He really, really did. But as we see now in the latter days, it seemed like he's getting written out of the history. And for the most part, I just would make new memories. And it's easy for me to say, right? But I'm not him. But I'm just saying what I would do. Um, as many people know, my foundation and my start in this was Forbes DVD. I put my heart and I put everything into that company, everything into the brand, and I put everything into that. Like, I didn't have my own website. I didn't even have my own name. I wasn't even putting my name on the interviews or nothing like that. I was just Forbes DVD. I was just, this thing is gonna flourish. But as I'm doing that, sometimes you have partners who say, "Hey, you do all that, but I'm building me." And you get kind of caught up in being company, 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 company. And you can be partners with somebody that's not like, yeah, this shit is cool, but I'm about me. And you put your heart and soul into something, and then shit go awry, and then you have no identity. So even if you go back and you watch my Drink Champs interview, I didn't like when people would call me Forbes after a while because I realized that wasn't my name and I didn't have no identity. There was the establishment of Doggie Diamonds TV. I had to establish myself because if I could put in this work for somebody and they're not appreciative of what I'm doing, then I have to put in this work for me. I have to put in this work for me. I have to establish myself because again, behind the scenes, a lot of things go on, which I don't feel like I ever should have to get into. It doesn't really matter at this point, but a lot of things go on where, man, I bled green. I bled green. I made the logo. I created everything pertaining to that. And just to watch the way the direction and shit was trying to go, I'm like, yo, hold up. This is not what we set out to do, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. But when I established myself as Doggie Diamonds and I got on camera and I started doing things, it felt good because I was no longer a scapegoat. I feel like Dame became a scapegoat. That's why his situation kind of resonates with me a little bit. He became a scapegoat because everything is wrong. Everything that was wrong is his fault, and everything is right. He had nothing to do with. So when it's good, that's because of this, that, and the third. When something wrong happened, that's because of him, such and such. And I know what that feel like all too well. So you gotta establish yourself. The only difference is when you're dealing with a powerful entity like a JayZ that everybody loves, right? That everybody loves, then you can be in a situation to where everybody gonna look at you like you ain't shit. And if he doesn't sing your praises, and if you don't do anything outside of him, great, people always gonna look at you like, well, this is that. And that's why you hear the singing. I heard motherfuckers saying they made whole, say, okay, so make another hole. And shit like that. When a person is a rapper, you um your voice gets smothered because it's like, well, make another one, make another one. So then you on a tour. Like sometimes we see Dame, it's like he's on a tour talking about his accomplishments because we can't see his accomplishments all the time. So sometimes we see somebody Hall of Fame, we see somebody winning Grammys, they got a so-called celebrity marriage, and they're a billionaire. Everybody look at you like you ain't been shit since him. You know what I'm saying? And again, like, in our life, success and happiness is something for you. A lot of times people don't know what success is, so they judge other people's success. Me, I set goals for myself. I set things that I set out to do, and once I do those things, um, I'm good because I've never been an individual that base my success on what somebody else said or did or doing. I don't aspire to be like nobody. To me, when I lost 120 pounds, I was like, oh shit, like, yo, I'm successful. Or when I made it on television, when I had billboards in town, these are the things that I set out to do as a child, not the weight thing, because I shouldn't have never been that big in the first place, right? But you know, I set out to do things, and I set a blueprint for myself. And I'm saying this to you, and this is very, very important, because many of us have sat in a room with other individuals and said, we, the team. We come up with names. I got a tattoo, that's my crew. We do things, and we set out as a team. We eat hairy chicken wings together. We do all these things as a team, and the foresight and the vision is not always for everybody, because sometimes people have their own way of doing things, or they see things for themselves. And your vision has to be your vision. And now let me pop some shit real quick. So I used to sit in a room. What about when we had meetings? I was sitting in a room with like 35 dudes. I was the producer. I did all the beats, did all the recording, did all the mixing, did all the beats. Sit in a room, and we would talk about music direction and what we should be doing. Now you have people that was a part of the creative thing, which is myself and the MCs, but now you got the outsiders saying, you should do this, you should do this, you should do that. And I never listened to none of those niggas. I just never listened to nobody. I never listened to nobody, mainly because I knew what I was willing to do to make what I'm doing work. I don't know what they're willing to do. And if I listen to you and it doesn't go right, I'm going to still get the blame. Right? So look, fast forward. This is about 1999. We had the name Murder Inc. first. The whole nother story. They didn't steal it. They didn't bite it. Just a coincidence. We had the name Murder Inc. 927, one of them respected. Some of my music is all over on YouTube, whatever. But I've always been a music producer. And that made me the leader by default. Although I didn't want to be the leader, because it's very hard to lead men. You know why? Because niggas don't listen. And everybody in their respective field could be a boss, a leader. You might be Kingpin, you might be Knockout King, you might be, the top Timberland seller. Put two and two together, Timberlands. You know, so me being the guy who creates the music, I know the music direction I want to go. Now you had something called sped up soul samples. I was doing that shit in 1995, 96. This is facts, right? I was told the style of music I was doing wasn't going to work in the industry. It wasn't going to work. Yo, we need to make bank tunnel bangers and all that stuff. And sometimes I play my old music for y'all, and y'all be like, God damn. I'm like, this is what they was telling me wasn't going to work. So going forward, we had a lot of debates. It was always an argument about direction and where we should go musically and all that. Hey, Tony Wims, how you doing? And needless to say, everybody stopped doing music. Everybody had their own thing they was doing. They were successful with what they was doing. It is what it is. But I like to say in 2024, respect to my family members who was a part of what I was doing, but all them other niggas ain't shit. Y'all niggas ain't shit. And they argued me down every day about what I should and shouldn't be doing. And they ain't shit today. Not a motherfucking thing. So everybody went off to do their thing, right? And if they was the reason for this being this, why they not that today? And I still sit here, was able to change and pivot into different markets and fields because I didn't come into this culture to be a podcaster nor an interviewer. It's just that I had a very, very intelligent way of holding, talks, conversations, and had a lot of knowledge of the music, also the business. So these niggas ain't shit. They have nothing to do with the business. I mean, even former partners. Just look at what it is. I'm looked at as, people who was with me. They ain't not calling no fucking legend. Nobody call them a legend. Nobody calls on them to say, yo, I need this, that, and the third. So I'm saying all that to say, stick to your guns and don't be afraid to walk the road alone. Don't be afraid of that shit. If people don't see your vision, which we never see your vision, why? Because when I get up and I look in the mirror, I see my face. I don't see yours. You can tell me your vision, but I don't know how far you willing to go. Me, I was told at a point in my life, yo, you take this shit too serious, said the nigga who said another nigga who ain't shit right now. Yo, he take this shit too serious. And I did. And I do because it was my life. I knew I didn't have a plan B. Plan B was to make plan A work. I didn't think about nothing else. I'm like, yo, I'm the next Pete Rock. That was my thought. And I was like, I'm not swaying from that. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Then I got Easy Mo B coming to the crib, Aguilar coming to the crib, Benzino. And it was producers coming to the crib saying, yo, you nice. I was like, damn, like, I'm looking up to y'all and y'all singing my praises. But the own dudes I'm around, they never thought I was whack. But they're like, oh, you gotta do this. I remember motherfuckers told me I gotta make music like Nelly. I'm like, I'm a fucking Brooklyn nigga. What the fuck why would we be making Nelly music? That don't make no sense because I've never been a dick rider. I never seen a particular region or person doing something and say, I gotta do that like that. I'd be like, yo, no, that's dope for them. Me, I'm doing this over here. Said the niggas who ain't shit. And I've learned that detachment is key. Let me give you an analogy. In order for a spaceship, rocket ship, to make it into space, to the stars, like where we think we want to be, right? We want to make it to the stars. All these components are key in the launch. Follow me. Make this synonymous with life in your business. All these components are key to the launch. But the higher you get to where you got to get to, they start weighing you down with opinions, thoughts, jealousy, women, drugs, alcohol, all the shit that I don't partake in. So as you see that shuttle go up, what happens? The pieces start falling off. Why? Because it's weighing it down now. Yeah, you was a part of the foundation, but now you're dead weight. So that's why you always see me I don't have falling outs with people. People fall off, they dead weight. They don't see the vision because they're distracted by other things. Me, since I was young, I always had tunnel vision of this is what I want to do. And you have people who say, yeah, yeah, yeah. Then they have outsiders coming in and say, yo, he's such and such, such and such. And then if somebody can poison you about me, somebody you know, then I can't fuck with you. Or look what we in. We in a culture where we're on the camera every day. It's women, it's different people. If you are lusty, and there's just certain things about people that I just be like, nah, I don't want to fuck with them, or I can't fuck with them. And then a lot of times when you dealing with narcissistic people, which this shit create, because views, money, attention clouds people judgment about who the fuck they really are. Because if you was really somebody, don't none of this shit validate you. You already was who you was. I'm my mother's son. I always say I'm my mother's baby, so I'm destined for greatness. Shit. I don't give a fuck if I don't get no like. I don't care about none of that. It's how I feel about me. And I don't look for validation from strangers. But sometimes it's nice to hear you doing a good job, right? So when you look at this situation, we look at JayZ as the winner and Dame Dash as the loser. And it's kind of fucked up because not one time do they ever ask JayZ about Dame. But Dame has to, you know what it's like to have to talk about another man for the rest of your life, and that man never has to mention you. He get to move on with his life. He got his children. He doing all this stuff. But every appearance you make, you have to talk about him. That's prison. That's a prison. So that's why times when y'all was asking me about certain people, what was my response? Fuck that nigga. Nigga ain't make me, can't break me. I helped me. Remember, I helped everybody. Ain't nobody helped me. I looked out for people. Ain't nobody look out for me. I share my platform with people. Ain't nobody share their platform for me. And you think these other dudes is gonna sit there and act like I never existed or I never helped them? And I'm gonna be sitting here saying what happened to them? Fuck them. Not me. Listen, good riddance. Because I'm going to shine regardless. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to shine regardless. I am the one with the talent. I'm the talented one. I just seen certain things in people that I thought that I could assist them along the journey. But due to narcissism, due to feeling more important than what you are, we see how people act. And me, I'm going to be real with you. I'm very patient. I'm very patient. That's one of the biggest gifts that I have is my patience. I just sit back. Because I know you played yourself and you're going to play yourself. You're going to fuck up. You're going to fuck up because it's just in your nature. And there's only but so long you could pretend. So when I see people, their content is not growing, their talking points is not growing, they don't look any better, they're not doing any better, then you start realizing who was the brains behind of a lot of operations. So I just sit back and chill. But I don't want to be held to somebody who I can't reason with, who I can't have an understanding with, and who I have to talk about. Imagine if I was made to talk about these sucker ass niggas every night. That's why when y'all ask me about niggas, I'll be like, fuck you asking me about that for? Fuck you asking me about him for? Or her for? They didn't make me who I am. They was a part of something, but they act like they moved on to greener pastures. I'm going to do the same. You know, a narcissist will act like you never had a point in their life. A narcissist will act like you never helped them in life. They just be like, oh, I got to make new memories. Y'all see these niggas sit there on YouTube. Some of y'all still watch these niggas. They sit there and act like they never was affiliated with me. Like they don't know me from nowhere. When you looking at them like, damn, I know you from this dude. You ask about me, they'll ignore it. They give you some cockamamie ass answer. So my thing is, yo, you gotta detach. I refuse. So my advice to Dame would be let all that shit go. And I don't mean let it go, but you, your own man, you created greatness in many different ways, but the Rocafella thing, and I know how he feel, that's his baby. He got it tatted on him. I'm telling you, I bled green. Everything that happened before, I could show you videos of, that's what the tax stone issue with me was about. Something that was on Forbes DVD that I didn't even put on there. but I took the responsibility for it because people knew me for that. Warren G had a video cursing me out one time. And I'm like, what the fuck Warren G mad at me for? He's like, yeah, and I know niggas in Brooklyn too. Fam, you don't, respectfully, Warren G, you don't, nobody in Brooklyn ain't gonna do shit to me. Period. But sometimes you just gotta move from it. Detachment is important. Don't be held to nothing that you feel is an anchor. Don't be held to something that you feel is around your leg that's holding you back, holding you down. Nobody should see you and have you answering what happened to your ex or what happened to your ex partner, because a lot of times that's just fucking gossip. Nobody really cares. You know what I'm saying? So I think he should just let them keep that shit. He should just let them have that shit. Let them have that shit. Let them, yo, you know what? Y'all don't want to fuck with me, so now I don't want to fuck with y'all. That's how you take your power back. And a lot of times we relinquish our power based off of relationships. JayZ looks like the holy grail. And because of his career and his rap and all that, he deserves a lot of the accolades he get. Maybe sometimes he gets too much praise and shit outside of everything. Because a lot of that was Dame. But listen, when y'all ain't been together in 20 years and the guy's still successful, now it's not due to you. Now your job is to make yourself successful in what it is you're doing. And if you want it known, let it be known. If you want it shown, show it. But don't be held. This is a lesson for everybody, because I know what I did. I remember when I said, yo, look, I'm gonna do my own thing. Everybody was like, why would you do that? You built that shit. I said, so what? I'm not gonna fucking partner or fuck with somebody who feel a way about me or who talk shit, because I'm gonna hurt them. And anybody who speaks ill of me, like I'm some fucking peon, like I didn't contribute to some real shit. I ain't got no contributions to nothing, and everything was them. Because when you deal with narcissistic people, remember, you didn't do nothing. Remember, everything that's fucked up is your fault, and everything is great is due to them. Although you might have been the one doing the filming, the editing, going out and doing shit for the brand so we could get money, so this company could flourish, right? But when a person could whisper, because they ain't never say no shit to you, but when they could whisper and plant seeds of dissension that you're some type of fuck up, okay, I'm going to show you what a fuck up is. I'm going to show you what a fuck up is. I'm going to show you how, if I built this shit, I can build something else. And I tell y'all all the time, I'm my biggest project. I get to transform myself 1,000,001 times. I get to motherfucking be 300 pounds if I wanted to. I get to lose weight. I get to go to the gym every day. I get to you know what I'm saying, get a little muscle. I get to do that. I get to grow a beard. I could cut all my hair. I get to do what I want to me, and nobody can say anything about what I'm doing to me. But when it's a team and it's us, no matter how much work you put in, when you deal with an individual who's a narcissist, you're never good enough. And that's relationship with a woman. That's a relationship with a man. That's a partner business relationship with a man or woman. That's anybody. When you deal with somebody who's never wrong and never, ever, ever take accountability, it's nothing you can do but not fuck with them. Get away from them. And so many times I said my bad. Y'all see me publicly apologize to people. I talk about me because this is called Doggie Diamonds No Filter. Of course, I'm going to talk about me. I'm a person who's lived like 3-4 lifetimes. So, it's always a jewel in it, but people don't see that. They just, he talks about himself. Well, don't fucking Joe Button talk about himself. Don't Wallow talk about himself. But, I'm not going to study that. But I'm just telling y'all, sometimes you got to let shit go. You got to let shit go in order to move forward. That shit is holding you back. Sometimes it's that anchor that you gotta cut. You gotta cut it. You gotta cut ties with people. It's almost equivalent to being married and a woman still has a man last name. Sometimes that's the only thing tying you to a guy. You got his fucking last name. Get rid of his last name. So you could, especially if y'all didn't have no children and y'all got married, the only thing keeping y'all as one is the last name. Get rid of the last name. You know what? Get rid of that shit. Because every time I speak, I never wanted to be a person. I remember I balked on this. I balked on this lady. I was like fucking 16 years old, and from my neighborhood. Biggie is the biggest star out of my neighborhood. I'm never going to say different. He's accomplished more than me to a certain extent. But I remember, somebody seeing me was like, "Oh, you one of Biggie boys?" I'm like, "One of Biggie boys? I ain't one of Biggie boys. That's my man. That's the homie." You know what I'm saying? But I don't never call me somebody boys, because at the end of the day, yeah, we boys on a friendship level, but that shit sound like some Doja shit. That shit sound like I'm under him. When he say, "Yo, jump," I'm like, "How high?" When he say, "Go here," I'm like, "Go." No, 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 no. Don't put me in that category. I could be a team player for any team. Any team. I could be on any team. I'm a great team player. But what we're not going to do is treat me like I'm some fucking peon flunky and I'm happy to be here. If I'm not appreciated anywhere that I'm not appreciated, and this is not for me, this is for y'all. Many of you have to cut ties with people. You have to. I'm telling you, you're never going to grow. You're never going to heal. You're never going to expand your mind, your brand, and your spirit if you still have ties to people who don't want to fuck with you. I'm just being real. Start your own shit. Do what you do. Figure it out. It don't always have to be beef. It don't always have to be issue. Just sometimes just go. Oh, y'all don't want me a part of Rocafella? Because I find it strange that when Dame was fighting for Biggs, but when Biggs got out of jail, he fucked with JayZ. What the fuck is going on? But that's really none of my business. But Dame Dash was Mr. Rocafella, but now he gotta sell it. Sell that shit. You know what? Sell it. And it's messed up that he has to sell it to pay off a debt. But sell that shit to just say, "Yo, you know what? Fuck y'all. I don't even want to talk about y'all no more. Y'all trying to rewrite me. Y'all trying to write me out of history. You know what? I don't want to be a part of y'all history no more." This is equivalent to somebody saying, "Yo, I seen your ex." And that was like 4 exes ago. Like, what? My ex? Nah, I was dealing with her in 1997. That ain't my ex. She done married and moved on and have children. That's not my ex. I don't like me personally, I don't like being tied to shit. I don't like being tied to people who think they're greater than me, better than me, and don't want to fuck with me. Okay. You don't want to fuck with me? Fine. Nobody gonna ask me about them. Nobody gonna sit there and be like, "What's up? What's up?" Man, fuck that nigga. I hope the nigga in hospice. I hope his fucking hearing is gone. Cause I'm a terrible enemy. It's just, I'm sorry. I'm a terrible enemy. When you make me an enemy and I once loved you and cared about you, sometimes more than you make me an enemy. Okay, I'm going to be the best enemy because I was the greatest friend. I was the greatest brother. I was the greatest individual in, trying to hold you down. But now I went from that to demoted to nothing. All right, well, fuck you then. Let's see who fuck who is more meaningful, because I'm extreme. I'm extreme. I ain't going to wish nothing well for you. Fuck them. That's just me. Oh, you don't like me? Well, now I hate you. There's no way in fucking hell a person going to look at me and tell me they love me and then be like, fuck me. For what? I'd rather a person say, "Yo, I got love for you. I'm going to love you forever. But in this instance, we should such and such." But when a person do this, nowadays, we got people who do this ghosting shit and don't talk to you, or you wasn't important in their life, and you see them, everything about them is your blueprint or your DNA on them. everything. But they act like, oh, I just thought of this shit one day. Now, I don't want credit for nothing. But when you say fuck me, watch what I say to you. I ain't gonna be like, oh, well, no, we just didn't talk in a while. Fuck them. Yo, what's up with such and such? Man, fuck them. Some people say, oh, that takes a lot of energy. No, it don't. It's 2 words. Fuck them. My blood pressure ain't go up. My blood ain't start boiling. I ain't get goosebumps. Fuck them. Nigga act like he don't know me. She act like she don't know me. When I'm look, just really think. When you're the person that help people, and they act like that's all we want in life is help, right? All we want is somebody to say, yo, I believe in you. I believe in your talent. I think what you're doing is great. I want to showcase you. I want to help you. And then the person got the audacity to act like they bigger than the program now. Nah, not me. Respect to y'all who's forgiving. Respect to y'all who, turn the other cheek. I ain't none of that. I'm like, yo, listen, fuck that nigga. Fuck her. I wouldn't give a fuck because when a person don't care about my well-being, and I fed mouths of people that was hungry. I talked people off the ledge who wanted to jump. I made people believe in themselves before they believed in themselves. I told them how great they was before they knew they was great. And not only did I say it, I let it show in my ways and actions how I treated people. And a person look at me like I'm expendable. Suck a dick. Suck a dick. Suck a donkey dick with motherfucking herpes simplex 64. Whatever that is. That's just me. I've always been like that. Oh, okay. You don't want to be fucking tied to me or you bigger than the program? All right, cool. Shit, I ain't going to be the one sitting here saying, I don't know what happened, man. You know, uh, no. That nigga's a bitch or she's a bitch. Because when you see, and that has a lot to do with protecting people too, because nobody really want me to tell the truth. I'll blow the lid off of all this shit. So I ain't never do no fuck shit, and I never been no fuck nigga. Ever. And when I have done things that I had no business doing, I apologize publicly and privately. I apologize to the individual. And if I ridiculed somebody or said something erroneously about an individual publicly, I owe them a public apology, not a public disrespect and private apologies. I don't do that. So sometimes just let it go, man. Dame, give them that shit. Give them that. Fuck that. Let your light shine, man. You know what I'm saying? If you know the effort that you put into that company and they don't want you a part of it, fuck it then. Because things are only worth what we make it worth in our brain. Financial shit don't mean that it's worth anything. Depiction, status, that don't mean it's worth shit. See, so even like sometimes you can see dudes lusting over women on the internet and you can't detect smell, you can't detect anything through the internet. You just looking like, damn, she got a big. Well, guess what? She don't wash her ass. Some women lusting over guys looking, you don't know that nigga be musty all the time. We don't know. So perception is not always reality. That's just what we can see, right? Value comes from and what we need, not what we want. Do I need to fuck with somebody that don't want to fuck with me? I don't need you then. If you're not like a relationship, if we're not proud of each other, if we don't sing each other praises, I ain't on nobody dick. I ain't gonna be like, yo, this, that, and the third, and the person, like I remember I used to interview people and they wouldn't retweet it. I would get mad as hell, like, nigga, I put you on my platform. At least you can do is promote it. But when you sit down with one of them other kind, you got it on your front page. So you just let me know right there that I have no value to you. Okay, cool. I won't interview you no more. Fuck you. Let's see. But we keep putting value on things that really has no value, especially if it don't value you. You written out, you wrote off, you written out, I ain't fine. Imagine saying somebody's your ex and they don't acknowledge they fucked with you. I don't got no value, fine. You know, but I'm telling you, this shit, that like button, that share button, them DMs, all of that shit bred narcissism where people think people can be replaced. And what you don't do, somebody else would do. Well, some people have hidden agendas. I don't have a hidden agenda. Many of you don't have a hidden agenda. You genuinely want to see people prosper, live well, and live a happy, healthy life. But they can't see that because their value of you comes from monetary praise and putting them on a fucking pedestal all the time. Listen, I fuck with you, but I ain't on your dick. I'm not eating your ass. I'm talking about women. Don't get that fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So people will look at you like, okay, I got somebody. But shit, we're in a quantity world right now. We're not into quality. We're into quantity. You know, it takes no effort. In respect to dudes who do it, I ain't trying to knock nobody for what they do. But it takes no effort for some people to go live because their video production ain't shit. They could do 100 lives every day. Me, I want to have all the bells and whistles and lights and shit. You can see, look at it. You see right here, you see a blue light shining on me over here. You see a red light. You got the white light. You got lights everywhere and shit. You could look into my glasses and look. That's what you see, that bright shit. That's what would be shining in my eyes if I didn't have these on. If I didn't have this brim on and I didn't have that, would be shining in my eyes. You get what I'm saying? But I believe in, hey, if y'all fuck with me, if you believe in me and you like what I do, you like what I got to say, I got to put on a show. I got to give you the best of me. I can't just be sitting before you with no shabby productions. And some people done gave me donations via Cash Apps. Some people are bought into the Patreon. Some people bought merch. I got to give you to say, hey, man, this is, I respect y'all bread. I respect your money. I respect that you took your hard-earned money and say, hey, man, I like what you're doing. Look at the finished product. This is what you help fund, because I'm not getting funded by them, but this is what you help fund. I like the finish. I want you to see the finished product. Like, look, I didn't take your money and bullshit. I'm not before you buying no Douce. I'm not drinking with your money. I'm not rolling up no reefer with your money. I ain't doing none of that shit. All that shit going to product. Every day I'm buying product. I'm buying shit, learning shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I appreciate y'all when y'all support me. I don't have time to deal with none of these other niggas have to say about anything because they don't even understand. They don't own no business. They never built anything from scratch. I've done it a few times. So to y'all, if you in a situation whereas you feel like it's an anchor, it's going to be difficult in the beginning because some of us, this is all we know. Certain situations is all you know. You're used to getting up and calling this individual every day. You're used to getting up and going to this office, working with this individual. You're used to doing so many things with individuals, and then you start seeing them not fuck with you. And you're like, what did I do? You know you didn't do shit. It's not always you, because the shit that some people do is not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of them. Some people know that you're such a good person. They know they don't deserve you, so they'll move away from you. Let them move. Let them go. It's going to be different. It's going to be difficult. Sometimes you got to break routines. Sometimes you have to travel a different way. Sometimes you're used to going this way. Now you can't go that way no more. It's okay. Change is inevitable. It's called growth. Once at one point you didn't have near tooth in your damn mouth. You might have been bald headed and you couldn't walk. Now you got your jibs. Now you got some hair on your scalp, and now you could walk. You could run. It's all stages. It's all growth because where you came from, remember you're going to return. So while you have the time where you got your wits, you got your senses, you got your jibs, you got some hair on your head, you got your vision, utilize that time for you because when you put it into other motherfuckers, you're going to be replaced. You know how many men is in this world and they jump off, don't work no more? You think motherfuckers care? Know how many women are walking around? They went through menopause and their libido was low and shit, and they shit is Sahara Desert. You think a motherfucker gonna stay with you? No, you have to learn. Have to learn. Everything is in stages. It served a particular point when it did. Sometimes you gotta let it go because I don't like half love. I don't do fake love. I don't like half love. See, like I said, you see the JayZ and them interjected into the situation, but it benefits them. It don't benefit Dane. That's why the title is what it is. He got to sell off Rocafella, and he helps Dane, kinda, but it was for his benefit. Because if that's the case, fuck it, give him the 800 and something thousand and fucking you full owner because they've been wanting Dame out. So that's it, man. Friday loading. This is Friday Eve. I gotta go get my hair cut. Spoke to my two favorite babies in the world today. Both of them my goddaughters. One is my cousin, one is my niece, and they like the best of friends. And these is two little girls who drive me up a wall, but they drive me crazy. But they spoil, and I love them more than anything on this earth. And they both will call me on FaceTime, and I'm like, how did these kids get access to this stuff? And I'm like, y'all are a handful. Both of them want to stand on their head and do stuff like that. Let me show you these two little bad kids. They not bad. They beautiful babies, and they very, very well behaved. So I'm happy that they're like that. But this is them. Oh, you can't see that. This is them. And they both call me, and I'm like, oh my God, y'all two. So that's them. That's my little twin at the bottom. And that's my niece at the top. And they talk all day and they play games and stuff like that. And they both call me, and I'm like, they harass me. They harass me, call me names. I'm poopy leg. I'm all types of stuff. So I couldn't ask for two better little girls to be in their life. So yeah, with that, man, I'm out of here. Until next time, I'm trying to come on more often. But it's this B-Day weekend. Woo, I've been in a caloric deficit. I ain't been really eating, bad stuff. So it's up. And I want to gift myself something. So I'm going to go buy myself something. I might buy myself the MPC 37, or I might buy the Lenovo Go to play the game handheld, or I might do both. But, I'm happy, see, little simple things make me happy. Just talking to the babies, they call me, I'm happy. I'm like, I'm happy. This little one at the bottom, why you don't call me? I'm like, what are you talking about? But yeah, it just, if I talk to them, my day is made. Nothing can bother me. If any of them call me, nothing can bother me for the day. I'm that simple. I don't care about nothing. I spoke to my babies today. I don't care nothing about nothing nobody's saying. I'm not mad at nothing. Sometimes I stay off the internet, not even to get triggered or see something. So sometimes when y'all leave comments and say stuff, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just on the cloud. I'm floating high. I talk to the kids, and they smile and they laugh. That we laugh and we do stuff. And again, I'm just at the stage in my life where I just want to be jovial and happy. So I run to the happiness and avoid the fuck shit. Tiptoe. Info.
Sit